contrast to the oven-like conditions of the women's final yesterday. High overcast. There's been no sign of the sun breaking through today. Far more clinical game you'll find from Johansson. Not the brilliance, not the flashy stuff that you will see from Safin.
Safin would have given himself some chance of an early break, allowing for the nerves of the Swede. Couple over the baseline already.
15-30.
That'll help to ease the nerves. 201 kilometres an hour.
30 all.
That has been his weapon this week.
That's going to put some pressure on Johansson to keep the ball deep. And in doing so, he's going to have to take chances and risk unforced errors.
Game Safin.
Safin breaks. Opening game.
Love 50.
They played 3 times before, all 3 times last year.
Perfect. Yeah.
Magnus Tiedemann, coach of Thomas Johansson, would have been pleased with that.
30.
They played in Dubai at the beginning of last year. Safin won that match in 3 sets, 6-7, 7-6, 6-3, and that's probably the match in which the back injury occurred, because he then had to forfeit in the final. Yeah, a strangled cry about from the lineswoman. Break back points.
15-40.
So perhaps the nerves also affecting the big man from Russia, despite the fact he's been there before.
They played at Indian Wells during the American summer. hard courts there. First round, Johansson defeated the Russian 7-5, 7-5. Two break points saved, and the third meeting was at the US Open, where Safin was defending his title unsuccessfully, as it turned out. But he did defeat Johansson in the round of 16. 6-2, 2-6, 6-4, 7-6. So they've played 3 times. 2 won the score, but they've all been tight matches.
And already the arm looks to have clicked into gear. The previous serve, 209 kilometres an hour from Safin. The Russian withstands a couple of break points. Has the early advantage.
Safin leads 2 games to none.
And I think that's a real danger sign for Johansson very early in the match. Not that he dropped serve, but the fact that he had 2 opportunities there. And at this level, you've got to take the chances when they're there. Out.
Johansson has played a lot more tennis on the way to the final than the Russian. He's played in 222 games so far in this fortnight. Safin just 188. And of course, many of those came in that epic 5-setter against Tommy Haas in the semi-finals. Wow. That was very good judgment. Centimetres in that. And he just turned. Hardly even watched the ball land.
I'd like to have seen his expression on his face there. He lost the point, but by gee, it was a very cunning return of serve, wasn't it?
Almost just pushing the ball back into play.
A lot of spin on the ball, moving away. Safin couldn't reach it. An accidental great shot from Johansson. And it could make it an impossible get for Safin. Look at him move. This is a big fella we're talking about. And he was out of the blocks there like a 100-metre sprinter.
There's that power that Gary Wilkinson was talking about earlier. From a metre behind the baseline.
Casual 203 kilometres an hour for that ace from Safin. Wonderful ability to be able to pull that out when you're down low 30.
Oh, he's overdone
missed.
it.
He's missed. Johansson was making a pretty fair effort to recover to the middle of the court. There's a very big question mark over that call. Break points, 2 more. Break back points. He had 2 on Safin in the previous service game at the Russian.
One of the biggest problems that Safin has had so far in this fortnight is his first serve percentage. For a man with a huge serve, you don't expect that it's going to be all that high, but many times it's been well and truly under 50%. You can see what a difference it makes when he gets it in.
Some of his matches has been down 35, 38%. Every one of those has been more often than not a winner.
Oh, we broke the speed gun there.
Just tipped the racket of Johansson. Can't tell you how fast that one was.
Thomas might be able to.
Safin holds serve. Well, you can see how difficult it's going to be for Johansson now. Giving away the early break of serve. He's had plenty of opportunities to get it back. But Safin's serve is something to be feared.
We touched on the fact that it is the big Russian's 22nd birthday today, and one of those useful pieces of trivia, no player has ever won a Grand Slam championship on their birthday in the Open era.
There's that characteristic little hop of Safin's off the ground on that two-handed backhand. Just allows him to generate so much more power. Every game on serve is going to be a danger game for Thomas Johansson. It's impossible to have a 0 unforced error rate. At least I've never seen one. But it's got to be Johansson's aim to keep it as close to the bottom line as possible.
Six for the count in that department at present. Johansson having made more. He's also making plenty of winners.
Well held, but Safin up a break at 3-2.
There are some nervous-looking shots coming off the racket of Thomas Johansson. And that's another area where Safin has been very good in this fortnight. Not only does he have the power of the first serve, but he's developed this kicking second serve. And against a man the stature of Johansson, that is going to be a big factor in this match.
Not an easy angle to get here for Johansson. And an ace to go to a lead of 4-2. A relatively modest 205 kilometres per hour. Unlike the women's final yesterday, where the serve was not a factor, it's going to be a factor in this one.
Temperature just hovering around the mid-20s Celsius here in Melbourne. Not quick, but very precise for his first ace. 168 kilometres an hour. Got him.
Well, that's good play from Johansson. I don't just mean from a tennis point of view, but a tactical point of view, mental point of view. You can see that this really annoyed Safin. He was stuck here 3.5 metres behind the baseline. Johansson can utilise that little drop shot a couple more times and get Safin thinking about it and moving forward. and then get him with the topspin lob, because very few people play it better than Johansson. Then he'll have the Russian in a quandary.
14-15.
Couple of bases.
4 games to 3.
15 love.
Doing a good job of mixing up the pace. That one just 173 kilometres an hour. Sensational power again from the Swede. From behind the baseline, Safin didn't have far to move. And he only had the chance of taking 2 steps and couldn't get a racket on it. Little chance here for Johansson. He's already set up 4 break points in this match so far. In the 2nd and 4th games, 2 apiece. Unable to capitalise on any of those. If he gets the chance here, he must take it.
He does have the chance. 2 more. And there he does again, pulls out the ace.
And Johansson doesn't think so.
I mean, it's not like it's clay and the ball leaves a distinctive mark, or the court is bagged or dragged at the end of every set to wipe out any previous. I mean, that's pretty difficult. Impossible to judge in the replay, so you can't blame Dennis Overberg for not wanting to overrule in a case like that. He's missed it. Oh, he has cruelled a gift opportunity. Long by 2/3 of a metre.
Is he going to let another opportunity slip?
Well, it's easy to say because his concentration was broken there by disputing the previous line call.
Yeah, not the time to be doing that, you wouldn't think.
Safin again. The 3 Nubile Safin supporters applaud. I guess if there were 6 of them, we could call them a sextet.
Been dying to work that one in. He may have 3 lovely supporters, but he's had 3 lovely games where he has come from 2 break points down and held his serve. Johansson must be thinking about what might have been. Clearly that ball was out.
Oh,
and a long way out too.
Yes, yes. There is no doubt here. Johansson is open-mouthed in disbelief.
That would have been a foot out, I'd say, Gary.
And the umpire getting a jeer from the crowd. Here we go again. That's out, well and truly.
Not a foot, but definitely out.
There it is on your screen. There's a very clear delineation there between the line and the ball. Johansson's got a, easy as it is to say, sitting up here, put this out of his mind. Love 15, 3-5. And the first set is in danger of just fading away from Johansson. Three-set points for Safin, and it's hard to see Johansson retrieving the situation the way Safin has done in 3 games, no less. And that's the first set. He'd broken the opening game. He's broken to take the set by 6 games to 3 in a mere 33 minutes. Well, right now, Safin thinks he's Superman.
Has Johansson got any kryptonite?
He's missed. Oh, no, it's called good. Gee, that was a close call as well. Well, the kryptonite is in Safin's head. There's a very fine line between confidence and arrogance, and Safin doesn't quite know where the line is sometimes. He can be his own worst enemy. Another very comfortable game. something different like that. Great play from Johansson. Driving forehand into the corner and quickly in behind. A perfect approach. That's it. Oh, is that out? Yes.
Yep. Late call. You're not going to get an overrule on that line.
No. Come on, Thomas.
He's got to block it out.
Well, this is the thing. You see, the pressure is forcing him to go for so much, hit so close to the line. He's got to be prepared for the fact that he's going to make some errors, or some of them are going to be so close that the linesmen are going to get it. Well, is it wrong? How do you see from there? It's hard to know whether that might have just caught the line. The linesman gave it a very considered look before he made the call. And from there, it's got to be good. Johansson's got enough to beat here without having to beat the umpire and the linesman as well. Good serve, and that's the serve that has served him so well. In earlier matches in the tournament, it's pretty hard to play it well against Safin, who's got such tremendous reach. But if you can get that ball out wide to his forehand.
Now that's the other tactic that Johansson may be able to adopt. That one came in at just 129. We've seen in this championship so far when players take the pace off the ball to Safin, he doesn't like it. He likes the ball coming onto the racket with speed.
Interesting you make that observation, because I was about to say Thomas Johansson's probably too nice a guy not to play his best tennis, but maybe he should play what they commonly call a little bit of junk tennis here and give Safin nothing. Beautiful serve. That was even better than the wide serve to the forehand. Way out to the backhand side of Safin. No pace on it, just 177 kilometres per hour. But left Safin standing. Maintaining his focus, that's going to be the job for Johansson. 3 calls, 3 line calls now he's had to argue. Flashing return.
Blocked it back.
Should have kept his head down.
15.
16 unforced errors. Johansson. Only 7 for Safin.
Well, what about the spin on that ball when it landed as well? And Johansson nearly finished up with Dennis Overberg.
Overberg nearly finished over.
Look at the spin on this ball, taking it further away from the advancing Johansson.
Well, Johansson got him with one of those. Fair's fair.
Safin remarkably still serving at 70% of first serves into play. This is his best serving performance of these championships. Up until now, that is.
Very half-hearted chant from the Swedish supporters. Well, that was another case where he just blocked the serve back, Johansson. And the volley at the net found Safin out. Game point nonetheless. Precisely. Well, I think we pointed that about 5 or 6 games ago. Men in tights. Well, speedos. Tight speedos. Not quite sure what that all's supposed to mean.
Wow, was that long?
Oh, boy, it was close. No argument from Johansson this time. What a powerhouse forehand from Safin. Look at this again. Beautiful. Hit straight through the ball. Did not deviate, and it's right on the line. That's just a tremendous shot. Game point for the Russian player. Still a fighting chance in this game, Johansson. Despite the good serving, Safin's been taken to deuce 4 games out of 6. Been break points down 3 games out of 6 so far. If he misses this second serve, it'll be break points down 4 games out of 6. There you go.
First double fault for the match.
Now Johansson has another chance.
This is break point number 7. As you can see, none of 6. Safin 2 of 3 so far.
Success at last for Thomas Johansson. He gets a break of serve and goes to a lead of 2-1 in the second set.
Johansson's first double fault. They're following each other. Nothing much has happened, but this is the time.
You notice the shake of the head? That's
Yep.
the first one of the match. You look for these little signs with Marat Safin.
Interesting move from the Swede, following the serve in for the first time.
Well, it didn't work, and he's down break points. Having said that, it was a good idea. Just didn't come off. Good serve. 197 kilometres per hour, an ace. His third, his fourth.
Interestingly, more than Safin. The big Russian having served 3. Starting to find a little bit more voice, the Swedish contingent in the stadium, amongst the 15,000 people looking on here at Melbourne Park.
Oh, that's good stuff. Tremendous depth. The pressure is on Johansson to go for the shots, to go for the lines. 18 unforced errors, but remember it was 17-7. It's now 18-13. Safin suddenly started to make a few.
Perhaps it's the turn of Safin to squander opportunities. 2 break points he had.
Well, that'll give Johansson great heart.
Johansson leads 3-1.
Junior finals were played here today, and both of them resulted in upsets. The highly fancied Russian girl, Maria Sharapova, tipped to win the girls' championship. The Kornikova of the junior circuit. What a label to have to carry. was beaten by Czechoslovakia's Barbara Strikova. 6-love, 7-5. Ace number 4 for Safin. And Australia's Todd Reid was fancied to win the boys' junior final over the number 16 seed, Clément Morel of France. But Morel was the winner, 6-4, 6-4. An indication there again, Johansson just looking for Safin instead of looking and keeping his head down over the ball.
Body serve and a good one. He hasn't really affected that body serve too much in this match. He hasn't really needed to because he's been serving so well.
More recently, Mats Wilander and Stefan Edberg.
You spoke about the great Bjorn Borg, Gary. He is the closest one to winning a Grand Slam on his birthday. When he won his 6th Roland Garros crown, it was one day after his 26th birthday.
Mats Wilander was in the final here 4 times. Well, not when I say here, I mean the Australian Open, not at Melbourne Park necessarily. His 3rd victory, his 4th final, and that was here the first year the championships moved to Melbourne Park over Pat Cash. One of the great matches, but he had won twice prior to that on grass at Kooyong.
Probably our last epic Australian Open final was that one, the very first one played here.
4 games to 2, Johansson in the second set. So Stefan Edberg and Mats Wilander played each other in successive Australian Open finals. Edberg defeated Wilander in the first of those meetings, and then backed up to win again. Well, a lot of running, especially for Safin. Some great touch, especially from Johansson.
He just didn't do enough with this attempt lob. Really was a simple shot for Johansson in the end. He was able to get enough angle on it.
Just a little weak sunshine for the first time today. Just reminding himself to hit through the ball, Johansson. Follow through with the racket head, the direction you want the ball to go. What a great saviour that is for Safin.
30-15.
Well, the return from Johansson just sat up perfectly for Safin's backhand. Bounced up high, and perfectly executed into the corner.
Safin was winning 75% of his first serve points in the first set. It's down to 64% in the second set.
Yes! Oh! Beautifully flighted. He did not attempt to overpower it. He knew that Safin was crossing to cover. He had no room for error. Perfect placement. Beautifully flighted ball.
Deuce.
That's out. That's a break point.
There's been a huge shift in momentum in this match.
Well, this is virtually a set point. I know it's only 4-2. But if you can get the game here, that's a double break, Johansson.
Pretty well right at him again. 192 kilometres an hour. All of those balls that were going over in the first set, a lot of them hitting the top of the tape and even halfway up the net now for the big Russian.
Yeah, it's becoming a little untidy. You can hear the cry from Johansson. He found the tape in the highest part of the net.
Ace number 6 coming at a pretty good time. Ace number 7 coming at a very good time.
Safin holds, but Johansson still is a break up at 4-3. Clinical. That's how I normally see Johansson. And he's got to be at his clinical best to have a chance in this match against Safin. Shut out all of those other considerations and distractions. Lovely serve, 2 good volleys. The first one he could have probably done more with. Gave Safin a free shot on the ball, but fortunately was positioned well, Johansson, for the put away forehand volley.
Well, he may have made a statement here, Thomas Johansson, following both of those serves in.
Oh, an air swing. Well, I'll be blowed.
So will he. Oh, when was the last time you saw one of those in a Grand Slam final? And it wasn't difficult. Comparatively simple for his standard.
Oops. Well, no real harm done. at 40 love, now 40-15. But really not the time to play a cute shot.
And that is a very important game for Johansson. A very strong service game, a good hold, and all the pressure on Marat Safin to stay in the second set.
The Swede looking so much more aggressive now, where he was letting Safin dictate the match in the first set. It's completely turned around.
Well, he's looking, I guess the aggression flows from the fact that he's just looking so much more at ease. And the break early in the second set finally convinced him that he's in this up to his neck with Safin.
May have missed it, but it was a good sign in that he's now trying to hit the winners. He has the confidence in his ability to do that.
Takes power to hit winners from there.
30-50.
Metre and a half behind the baseline and driven down the line. Up, up, up. No. Right idea. Poorly executed.
Well, Marat dodged a bullet there because no doubt about it, that serve was a mishit.
40-50.
Only 145 and it didn't come off the centre. A few not coming off the centre. It's been the story of the second set for the big man. 6 feet 4 inches tall.
Safin holds serve. Johansson will be serving for the set. What a good start.
200 on the dot.
I think Safin was probably expecting the wide serve to the backhand. Johansson down the middle.
And passes up his favourite wide swinging serve to the forehand to go down the middle again. 3 set points. And finishes, opened with an ace, finished with an ace. Second set, 6 games to 4. Johansson, 1 set all.
It's this time of the afternoon where, with part of the court in shade, it's actually more difficult for Safin at this stage because the ball is coming from shade into sunlight. Affects the player's depth perception.
Now here we come back to a question of tournament policy regarding the movable roof. And the policy says that the roof shall not be drawn partly closed when to the point where one end of the court is in shade and the other is not. And it's pretty blindingly obvious the case at the moment, isn't it? The entire half of the entire Johansson side of the court is in shade.
Much more aggression from the big man at the start of the 3rd set. You make a good point, Gary, because the roof is not fully open. I think they were doing it as a precautionary measure at the start of the match. He's given it away, turned his back.
Both halves of the roof. Fiancé Gisela and coach Magnus Tiedemann doing the barracking for Johansson. Both halves of the roof are drawn partly closed, but the southern half is very partly indeed. And the northern half is covering half the court. Half of Johansson's side of the court. So conditions are not the same for both players out there at the moment. It's not that Safin is being fried in the sun and Johansson is sheltering in the shade. It's not, doesn't come down to that. But it does alter the playing conditions when you've got one player serving or receiving from the shaded area and the other guy exposed to the full sunlight. Makes it more difficult to sight the ball and etc. However, the tournament policy also says the roof may not move while play is in progress. So it'll be interesting to see if there's any movement on the next change of ends. Getting tight on Safin's serve.
And it was the kicking serve there that set him up, aimed at the Johansson body. He could do little more than get it back into play. And from that point, Safin was in command of the point. Perfect placement.
Safin holds in the opening game of the 3rd set.
How quick is he for a man of his size?
He's got tremendous speed, but also incredible balance for a big man. He got to that, but it's out. And again, an example of his tremendous speed. I said earlier, he moves like a sprinter despite his size. There was a great American sprinter of the 60s by the name of Dave Syme, who was an extraordinarily big man for that trade, who moved in a very similar fashion. Syme's problem was he was so big, he always had some injury, never fulfilled his potential.
Just the second double fault of the match for Thomas Johansson.
He nearly let fly with a racket on the net post. This is a good sign for Johansson.
Not sure how the blonde entourage is getting on in Safin's corner, but I'd suggest their highly manicured nails are possibly being bitten. Now he's on the verge of exploding. The body language coming from Marat Safin, the shoulders slumping, the head shaking. That racket may not have a long life in front of it, but he shouldn't be at this stage at the moment. It's only one game apiece in the third set, so he's level pegging.
I don't know that he ever looks at the scoreboard.
Watch again in replay. Right into the corner. And again, the big man's legs carrying him there quickly, but not quickly enough.
Couldn't come up with a winner down the line. He worked very hard to stay in the point, Johansson. To no avail.
15.
But, just going back to the previous point, Johansson's so effective at the net, and he's got the wood on Safin in that regard.
Just a mere 200. In Safin's terminology, that's just rolling your arm over. Only just.
Another illustration there of how well Safin moves. Johansson intending to go behind his back, but he stopped, changed direction, or I say changed direction, poked that big arm out, and managed to keep the shot in play momentarily. Total points won.
Exactly the same.
Yep, 69 points apiece.
And that ball just rolled over to where the trophy sits at courtside. And as it sits there at courtside, no one knows who'll be holding it yet. This is an even money bet.
It's a Norman Brooks trophy. Just hooked it a little too much, Johansson. Safin holds serve. 2 games to 1 in the third set. And ace. The courts have been prepared to be fast to favour Pat Rafter, and that they were deliberately prepared slow this year in anticipation of favouring Leighton Hewitt. And that, of course, as I said, gets a flat denial. But all of the players, the international players that come here for the tournament, their big beef is the fact that it is never the same. If they knew what it was going to be, they would come prepared for it. But it has been different to some degree every year for the last whatever number of years. And this year it has definitely been slower, and the surface stickier, more tacky. A real mix-up on serve. Eight aces now for Johansson. Not that far behind Safin. In fact, dead level. 9 aces apiece. Game Thomas Johansson. That is very convincing, despite the double fault.
So, Gary, to make the court surface slower, how is that done? Is it the amount of coarse material that is put into the court surface?
It's like a sand additive into the paint that they put on the surface. It's a rubberized base with a paint coating on the top, and you can alter the speed by adding this abrasive material.
15.
I thought that was long.
So did Thomas Johansson.
Was perfect. That's Dr. Nobody knows his name, Igor. Well, I'll take it back and say it was okay. But in a tournament like this, where the courts are recoated every year, they have to be for a major championship to bring them up to par for the start of the tournament.
Oh. He got the tiniest little touch on it.
40.
Metre and a half behind the baseline. Was going to be a clean winner anyway.
When you recoat or repaint the surface of the courts every year for the championship, there's always going to be a minor difference. 1% here, 2% there. But you don't expect 10 or 12% difference.
He was foxing a bit, Safin. When he threw that lob up, he just stopped and stood there on the spot and then sprinted to make a guess, and he guessed the right way.
The other problem that many of the players have is that when the Australian Open moved from Kooyong to Melbourne Park in 1988 and to this revolutionary at the time surface, rebound ace, that forced a lot of other tournaments in Australia initially and then in some overseas countries to move to the same surface. Oh, he cruelled that completely, Johansson.
Giselle even managing a little wry smile, I think.
Safin leads 3 games to 2. 15.
Well, it's always a dubious shot and you're a genius if it comes off, but it's so difficult to play well on this surface, even if you get it over the net, and trying to do it from this position at the back of the court requires extraordinary judgment, and it wasn't there for Johansson that time. Wow, third attempt to put it away, finally succeeds. When Kornikova appears, especially on some of the outside courts here early in the tournament, it is a zoo. He's really having to play all the angles, isn't he, Johansson? Playing for the line, swinging the ball from one side to the other, and Safin, give him his due, he is running them down for the most part. Getting to a very, very pivotal stage of the match. Set all 2-3, 40-15, Johansson. He holds serve, 3 games all.
You get the feeling, Gary, that the match is going to be won and lost right here in probably the next 4 or 5 games.
Yep, a break of serve here will pretty much decide the set and will put one player in the ascendancy and the other one under a cloud.
I just get the feeling that Safin is starting to show a few signs of distress. Saw him sitting down in the linesman's chair there. He was dead to the world in his semi-final match against Haas, and it was round about this time that he really started to tire. And he's starting to look a little fatigued now.
There's a display of temper from Safin, getting caught by the little drop shot again from Johansson. But rightly or wrongly, and whether he's feeling fatigue or not at the moment, Safin is getting the benefit of the fact that 25% of the northern end of the court is in the shade. It's unfair, and it would be unfair if Johansson had the benefit and he was broiling in the sun at the other end.
I've got the feeling that we're not the only ones who've noticed that Safin is showing signs of distress, and that's part of the reason that Johansson has been employing the drop shot and working the angles. He is trying to make the big man run as much as he can.
20 unforced errors for Safin now, 26 for Johansson. The gap is closing.
Oh, caught behind.
Another air swing. I just tipped it.
Yep.
See it again.
May have shot off the line. No.
Going for, probably just clipped the line and they skid off the paint. Safin's first serve has declined to around the 60% mark. Johansson's is up to 60%.
He hasn't had to play that overhead a lot. In fact, it's only his second overhead winner. The lob that Gary Wilkinson spoke about earlier has only been employed a couple of times by Johansson.
Well, I reckon now's the time to employ it a little more.
Yep.
Good call.
Couple of very tired looking shots in that exchange.
Break point. Having just said the match might hinge on this or the next couple of games. A double fault gives Johansson the break and a lead of 4-3 in the third.
15 love.
Oh, Johansson is fired up. 209 kilometres per hour.
That's his biggest of the match.
And his 10th. And his 11th. Igor is worried.
He's not the only one.
Seen this in a couple of games. He's mixed it up. He's had double fault and an ace or two.
Only his fourth for the match. Safin having transgressed just a couple of times in that department.
40-15.
Certainly is mixing it up. 3 aces and a double fault in this game so far.
He's going for the lines. He's got a hard, flat serve. Not much clearance. I accidentally pinged that ball back at Johansson. There was no malice in it. Thank you. The linesman. Oh, now he's claiming unsighted. How could he possibly be unsighted? Johansson's laughing.
Well, that's nonsense because Johansson was standing behind the baseline on the other side of the ball. That's clear. That's as clear as you're going to get.
It's 5 games to 3, Johansson. That was malice of afterthought.
Maybe he was obstructed by one of the seagulls that's been flying around the stadium for the past couple of weeks. Got that one.
Not 15.
Only 3 counts in it on unforced errors now. Safin overhauling Johansson very quickly. Oh, come on. I mean, they've quadrupled the number of security people, and yet when you think that they'd be on the job and down there and grab some of these people by the scruff of the neck and throw them out, they're not in evidence.
Well, looked like there might have been an out ball there on the baseline, but Safin's not going to make a song and dance about it. And that's generally a good indicator with the big man in this frame of mind that the ball must have been on the line.
Please have respect for both players. Be quiet when players are preparing to serve. Thank you.
And 16,231 people applaud.
15.
Attendance today at 16,232, full house. Total attendance for the tournament this year, 518,248. Not quite able to match last year's record crowd figures for a number of reasons. The weather was not terrific during the first week. Some big name players missing in action.
Oh, yes.
He's got it, and he's got set point. It would have been a tough shot to make. Gisela agrees.
So does the big man who's the cheerleader of the Swedish contingent. He was very casual during that point, Marat Safin. Maybe just running on empty at the moment. And there's at least one more set of tennis to come. By the look of things, he's going to hope that there's going to be 2.
I don't know that he's looking forward to it, but if he wants to get to the finish line. Johansson coming up with the unforced error. You'd have almost bet money against it.
Advantage Safin. Game Safin.
Safin holds, survives one set point, but Johansson will be serving for it.
Sensational stuff by the Swede. Wonderful touch at the net. And a pump of the fist to follow.
You won't see it played any better anywhere. Oh, yes. Yes. Only 152 kilometres per hour, and it really came right onto the backhand of Safin. Look at that. One step. That was all he had to take.
Lazy. No foot movement whatsoever.
40-50.
Two set points for the Swede to go to a 2-1 lead.
Got it.
Game over. Third set, Johansson.
Some smart aleck with advice from the stands. And in the break at the end of the set, the roof now has been retracted. The shadow's well beyond the baseline now.
We all knew before the match what a rabbit Johansson is around the court. His court speed is quite phenomenal. He didn't show that in the first set. Now Safin seems stuck to the spot. Not much footwork happening.
Break point. This is the big danger.
Good depth on that ground stroke from Safin. Sets up the easy overhead. And it finished up in row 3.
Well, he had to do something. Good job, Johansson. Working the ball to the corners and then up the middle, keeping Safin on the move. Break point again. And he's got it this time. And Johansson has taken a real grip on the match.
Lucky 13. I think they do know.
Well, from a set down, Johansson's gone from strength to strength.
Safin has already given up the one little advantage he had, and that is serving first in this set. A little less concern in the Johansson camp, as you would expect.
The head drops again, Safin. The prayers unanswered so far. Getting a bit tight. Crucial here for Johansson to consolidate this early service break. He's got Safin rather reeling. Don't want to let him back in. And the wide swinging serve again. This is the one that's done the damage. And the one down the centre to the second court. Another ace, another game. Johansson 2-love in the fourth.
So often in this match, Johansson has followed one ace with another. Good time to do it there because Safin had a mini opportunity. Time's running out for him. And yet again, he was just stuck to the spot there, waiting for the ball to chase him rather than him attacking the ball.
Just slashing at the ball, Safin, and the girl suffering.
Told you those fingernails were beginning a workout. Unforced error count climbing.
.209 kilometres has been the biggest serve for Safin, and Johansson has matched that. And Johansson's placement has been markedly better, miles better.
It's some indicator of how good the Johansson ground strokes have been. That Safin is still serving at 63% of first serves into play, and yet is staring down the barrel.
Looking for a double break, Johansson. Just out.
I think Safin blew that one over. He was dead to the world.
That's a terrific effort from there, and only just went.
He's been down break points in his last 4 service games, Marat Safin. He's managed to get out of one of the 3 preceding this.
He holds on this time. Just.
Not the time to be pulling that one out.
To put him in a little bit of a hole. Now he's in a big hole.
And it hasn't been the brilliance of Safin. It's been some nervous shots and poor decision making by Johansson.
Is this the beginning of a Safin resurgence?
Gary has played such a thinking game since the start of the second set, but there, the head just seemed to come off momentarily, even on that last point, trying just to hit the ball too hard. Game on again.
Oh, great change of pace. Won the point rather for Johansson. Just cut loose on the forehand. Deep into the corner. Safin was there, but made a relatively easy put away. Oh, no.
He's got to put that in the kit bag.
Forget it.
They're looking a little more pleased. He's not.
15.
Don't think we'll be seeing the drop shot for a while. 2:05. I don't know what you think, Gary, but all of a sudden, Marat seems to be moving to the ball a lot better than he has been.
Well, he's had an injection of confidence, hasn't he, from Johansson. There's a time to play the drop shot, and there's a time not to. Safin's 3-2 ahead in the fourth set. And he's not convinced yet. That's the sort of stuff we want to see from Johansson. That's what's winning in the match, or has been winning in the match. Not the dinky little drop shot trying to end the point in a hurry. That's out.
Well, that was the right time to play it, and he picked his mark.
Governor General of Australia applauding that. Peter Hollingworth.
Doesn't he get some shoulder behind that ball for a man who's just 5 feet 11 inches tall? His ground strokes are as hard as anyone else on the tour. Of course, you've got to be able to hit them first. A dozen aces for Safin.
There's a loose shot from Johansson. Safin up 4-3 in the fourth set.
Well, maybe he should have had the free hit. That second serve in at just 144. It did kick on him a little bit. He got it up about shoulder height. Overdid it. And that racket, is it still alive?
It's still alive.
Only just. He knows how big an error that was. He was there in plenty of time.
Should have gone back cross court. Johansson was moving in that direction to cover that shot anyway. It would have been impossible for him to change direction.
Great signs for the Swede here. He's the one being aggressive.
Exemplary service game from Thomas Johansson.
He may just have missed a big opportunity there, Marat Safin.
Well, he should have gone for broke. I mean,
Yep.
you would have expected any man that was intent on the championship at that point. But let's not take anything away from Johansson. He played a terrific service game, very tight game.
A little fortunate, the ball went straight back to the body, but all he could do was just self-preserve and bunt it back.
Safin moving rather lethargically between points. What's happening here is that Safin is raising an effort on his own service game. That was too good for him. The way I see it, raising an effort on his own service game and then hoping that Johansson will self-destruct. I don't know that that's going to happen. Well, that was a very loose, unforced error from Johansson. Could have been 30 all and a lot of pressure on Safin, but it's 40-15. Thirteen backhand winners for Johansson, just 8 for Safin.
time to do that. 203 kilometres an hour.
And you could tell by the look on his face that he was going to. Confident hitting from Johansson.
15 lengths.
Just as he did in his last service game, he is not allowing Safin to dictate the terms. He's not giving him the opportunity of having a free swing.
Oh, just poked that off his chest. Could have moved his feet and had a real swing at that. It was only 144 kilometres per hour, that second serve. And he made no real attempt, Safin, to put the pressure on. It's 5-all. And the onus is back on the Russian.
Well, that's remarkable. He did exactly what you were saying, Gary Wilkinson, and that is he conserved his energy. And that was not the time to be doing it, nor was the previous service game.
No. He's waiting for Johansson to make mistakes rather than come up with winners of his own.
I hate to say this, being a Melbourne boy, but I can smell a little bit of rain in the air.
Well, that was a tired shot. He had plenty of room. Could have gone down the line into the corner with this. Johansson wasn't there. 5-all, 15-all. On the brink, Safin. Can he serve his way out of trouble?
Johansson missing, but doing what Safin didn't do, and that is trying to hit winners off his opponent's serve.
40-15.
A lot of support in the crowd for Safin, isn't there?
Yep.
I mean, the Swedes may be organised and very vocal, but just generally through the crowd, there's a lot of support for the Russian player. Beautiful point. Safin holds serve. 6 games to 5.
Outside of the line, perhaps. Marat doesn't think so.
Well, remember, it's only got to just catch the line. See it again. from this angle. Oh,
looked a little wide.
headed for a tiebreak here to decide the set and possibly to decide the championship.
Safin has a positive tiebreak record. In his career, he's won 92, lost 68. Johansson is 81 and 91. Oh, that's two on the line. Safin was not going to play the first one. The second one definitely hit the line. And so that may be just a little mini victory for Johansson, taking the game and going into the tiebreak, Gary, with a positive attitude after that last point.
Big serves to win in the tiebreak. The machine doesn't work.
You can only overrule if the machine malfunctions, and if it calls that in, it's malfunctioning.
Little touch shot off his toes. Half volley pickup.
Brilliant touch.
Gives him first strike in the tiebreak.
Too good.
Safin was coming to the net. Johansson had to come up with a perfect cross-court pass.
2-0, Johansson.
A dream start to the tiebreak for the Swede. Safin becoming more and more anxious as time begins to run out.
Well, he's been suffering from what I'm not quite sure, whether it's the after effects of the match against Tommy Haas in the semi-finals, but Safin flung himself at full length in a bid to intercept that shot, to no avail. Johansson goes 2 points up in the tiebreak. 4-0. Rifled it.
4-0, Johansson.
It took a peek.
This is game over.
Thomas Johansson is just 2 points away from the biggest moment of his career and his life. The championship is on his racket.
Net cord has taken 1 point away.
5-1. Johansson.
Miracles sometimes happen in sport, but it would take one here, you would reckon.
Safin saunters to the other end of the court. Got that dejected air about him. A whole fistful of match points, championship points for Thomas Johansson.
6-1. Johansson.
Oh, that was cruel. It is Safin's birthday today, and some idiot not over yet. Now he hits out.
That's courage. It might have come a little bit too late.
Johansson.
Well, maybe that cry of happy birthday has stung him. I mean, he did visibly flinch and paused before stepping up to serve those 2 points after the call from the crowd. But still, 3 match points, 3 championship points on serve. Moment of emotion getting to the linesman. Missed. Well,
now it's getting tight. Maybe so is he. And Giselle, I don't think she's even breathing. I think that breath is being held.
6-4. Johansson.
Wonder what the heart rate would be at the moment.
it's out. The title belongs to Thomas Johansson.
7-6.
He's never been past a Grand Slam quarter-final before today. Now he's the champion.
And firstly, to a young man who's played some wonderful tennis. It is his birthday, but sadly the biggest present wasn't coming his way today on Rod Laver Arena. Our runner-up, Marat Safin.
Good afternoon to everybody. First of all, I have to say congratulations to Thomas. He played too good today. I couldn't do anything, as you can see, and I tried all my best, and I couldn't. He was too good, and I just want to say congratulations for the first Grand Slam title. Very important thing: enjoy it as much as you can. Don't forget. Secondly, I want to say thank you, I think, to the sponsors, very important, that I don't forget. Kaya, Heineken, thanks a lot to support this tournament. It's a great 2 weeks. And of course, I have to say thank you to all my family sitting over there. very important. I would like to say thank you to all my managers, both of them. They are sitting over there. They flew 27 hours here, and I'm sorry that I lost. But at least we can celebrate tonight and enjoy the time being together like a family. And of course, you know, the people that in Russia that were watching it, the match was at 4 o'clock in the morning. And thanks a lot to everybody who were watching. Thanks a lot to all the people, to all my friends that were watching this match. I'm sorry that I'm lost, but I tried all my best. And of course, last thing, I will not be, I'll be short. Thanks to all of you, being here in the final. Thanks to support me. Thanks, I think Swedish people, they had a great support for Thomas. That's why he won. And of course, to the Thomas coach. Well done. Thank you very much to all of you.
Marat Safin, our runner-up in the championship. There's a beautiful trophy that Jeff Pollard's holding, and I was just looking at some of the names of past champions here, and of course there's a couple from Sweden that we're all familiar with. Mats Wilander, Stefan Edberg, and now we can add another Swedish name to it in the form of our champion, Thomas Johansson.
Well, first of all, I would like to congratulate Marat. He played some great tennis today, and I was really lucky to win today. But and then happy birthday, Marat. He's turning 22, and I'm 27. I'm almost over the hill, but I feel really old here. But I'm really lucky to be here today. I was close to miss the match today because my coach forgot to call a car this morning. So we had to take a taxi. We were struggling to get into this area, but I'm here, and this has been 2 great weeks for me, and this is a dream come true for me. And this tournament is the one you're looking forward to every year. You have some great people, you know a lot about tennis, and it's a great country to be in. Thank you. And then I would like to thank the sponsors, the Kia cars, who drove me back and forth every day, the Heineken. We're gonna have some fun tonight, I promise you guys. And then I would like to thank my coach, Mr. Magoo, for being nice and helped me a lot. And then I would like to thank my fiancée, Gisela. I love you, sweetie. And the people who supported me all week, especially the fans, you've been great. Without you, I wouldn't be here today. Thank you very much.
Thomas Johansson, a worthy champion.